Hey, it's a special D&D dad and son this time around because we have a special visitor with us, Abigail. So it's not just D&D dad and son, but it's D&D dad and son and daughter. So welcome to the show, Abigail.
Hi.
All right. So what we're gonna do now, the reason that we have this whole team here is all three of us went to Mythic Con in Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend. And we just wanted to kind of show a little bit about our experience and what we did. So, holy moly, that was going through slides quick. Let me see if I can back that up and pause it. So, whoa, holy, give me a second here. So, here's a setup of our Dungeon Crawl Classics game. So our first game was a zero level funnel of Dungeon Crawl Classics. And so what a zero level funnel is where you're playing player character that is not even an adventurer yet. They're just a normal person at zero level, and you play multiple characters because whoever survives at the end, that's going to be your player character later on, right? So because it's just kind of a brutal game in sharp contrast to current Dungeons and Dragons. So do you remember the first um, experience we had playing Dungeon Crawl Classics, that zero level funnel?
Hmm.
Do you remember what some of your characters were?
Oh, me?
Yeah. So here, do you remember this? Does this look familiar?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna back that up. I don't know why it's going through so quickly. Oh my goodness. Just hold on. Video. All right. So, what was going on in here?
Um, I think some people were still fighting skeletons in the room with the open door that you can see, and all the guys lying on the ground. And then others, I think I was in the room with the big water glass thingy.
Yeah, so what happened what was happening here in our Dungeon Crawl
Um,
Classics was we came in from this left side and there were statues and stuff that we got some gear off of. Some people were had already died from like spears shooting out at them from the dungeon. And then in here, there was a statue that would pivot around on this tall statue stand and shoot fireballs at people. And so you had to kind of get out of the way of that. And then some of us went into this room with skeletons, and one of my characters got eaten alive in here.
oh
And so,
yeah.
yeah. And so we backed out of there. We closed the door, and then we went in through this doorway, and there was a like a reflecting pool in here, and it was kind of flanked by these statues, and it had a bunch of gems in it. So we were a little clueless at first, but then we started to you know dig out the gems, and then the water started draining underneath. You remember that? So
Yeah.
eventually that made it so that the water went down to the floor below, and we actually went down there, and um that like I guess impacted our experience down there, didn't it?
Yeah, helped us win.
So how was this one? Was this lots of fun?
Yeah.
What was
What
your
do you think,
favorite
Josh?
part?
Rodney.
No, can you explain Rodney?
Explain Rodney.
Rodney.
So whose
He
character was
requires an
Rodney?
entire video just to go over the lore of Rodney.
Rodney. Whose character was Rodney?
Mine.
Josh.
Josh's character. Oh, okay. So he was not super intelligent, but he would just seem to be kind of lucky, you know?
He was funny. He took my bowl. He took my
Yeah.
begging bowl.
Yeah, there was just kind of like a whole like by the end of our session, like there was like a whole mythos around this Rodney character, and he was kind of like the favorite of everybody. He's- and he was kind of he didn't say much except for his own name, Rodney.
Rodney.
And one intelligible sentence. That's
Yeah.
it.
What was his intelligible
No,
sentence?
intelligible.
What?
You could tell what he was saying.
Yeah, anyway, and then when one of our characters died, we would bang the gong right here. It's really loud. Everyone in the room would turn their heads. Then we would the guy was so fun, and so we would bang the gong, and then he would stamp our character sheets as and we would write the cause of death on there, and it was really fun. And he actually gave us Goodman Games scratch and reveal character sheets. Do you remember that? So you gave us pennies, and
Yeah.
we were scratching off the stuff to reveal like what kind of starting character we had. So it was really fun. Um, yeah, it's a cool guy. Made a friend there. And also, do you remember these? He gave us oops.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gave us these scratch pads, these little booklets. So he had gone in and created these well, he didn't he bought a whole bunch of these nice little booklets, and he put
And then he
individual
put
stickers
stickers.
on the front. Yeah, and you got to choose your booklet and you keep it to make notes with and stuff. So it's a fun little memento from the experience, stuff like that. This guy over here, a young player, uh, he had this D20 shaped dice container. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this?
Super fun.
Hmm. Now, this was Abigail. Does any of this look familiar to you, or is this the next day? This might have been the next days. I think this was
That looks
when.
like the next day.
Yeah. So this was day two, and I was Derek the cleric, and that's when Sonny, you were Ronnie or something like that. So
Yes.
instead of Rodney, because Rodney actually died, unfortunately.
No, Rodney just went home.
So,
He got
well,
stabbed through the neck and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go have a nap.
so here's a look at kind of the vendors and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can turn down the volume on this thing because we don't want it that loud. Actually, I don't think it's gonna hear any of our.
Yeah,
I gotta
sound doesn't
share.
come through.
Yeah, sorry. Give me a second. I'm going to share with sound. Okay. So, and I'm going to back this up about 10 seconds. So this is the room where all the vendors were in. And I don't know why it's not doing anything. Weird. Okay, let me try opening that up again. Give me a second. Actually, stop my share real quick. Here it is.
His
Okay.
nat 20 right there.
Yeah, he does.
What's that?
Oh, we were looking at your profile picture. It's a natural 20.
Mhm. Oops, I went too far. Yeah, so anyway, here's the vendors and stuff. You remember this guy?
Yeah.
This guy did a bunch of art and stuff that he was trying to sell at the convention. And this guy next to him was selling like little lights that you could put into your models. So
They were so cool.
I freeze the frame, but these are lights actually flicker a little bit, so it looks like lantern light. It was pretty neat. And then this thing. So Abigail, does this look familiar?
Yeah, I got the gray one.
Yeah, you got this little cat pouch right here. Because you got your first set of dice from this.
Yeah.
And this is a really cool shot because this is actually this devil face actually comes from a D&D module called the Tomb of Horrors. So let me see if I can pull that up for you guys and show you. So it's part of like the Tomb of Horrors, which is a really famous dungeon in like old school gaming. And the mouth is like it's like there's like a void inside there. Anything that goes in there just ceases to exist. So it's kind of a bit of a trap because like players be like curious about it and oh, I guess I'll crawl in there, and then all of a sudden they just cease to exist. That's it. So um, it's kind of like a famous little
I don't
D and
think
D thing.
I could
Right?
fit in there.
Yeah, well, and I guess I asked the guy about it, and he because it looked like there's like a netting or like a you know kind of like a clothy background in the mouth, and it turns out that he would put like prizes in there or something, and you could reach in and grab prizes if you
Hmm.
dare.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Lots of cool, you know, bags for carrying dice and stuff. See any that look cool to you, Josh?
Uh, not personally, because I already have like a box full.
Yeah, you have a pretty cool little chest.
You
Classic.
should paint it.
Tomb of
You
Horrors.
should paint
Thanks.
your chest.
And that's where you got your cat dice from.
Yeah.
And then it was really actually, if you signed up for games, it was really actually hard to uh, get to see the vendors, like you really had to sneak away. And then they would like pack up really early, and they would start late. So if you were a player and you were playing games, it was really hard to get out to see vendors.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which I think was too bad, but they wanted to pack up and go home by 7 o'clock. So here's the second edition Ravenloft that we played. So Abigail, you weren't there at this time because you had other things to do on Saturday, but this is part of our game playing Ravenloft here. So it was second edition D&D. That's a player's handbook for second edition. Does that look cool or what?
Yeah, that's super cool.
And the guy actually had these dice pads that you let us keep. So here's a picture of the cat dice. So you went and you
Kitty
picked
clacks.
these ones. Yeah. Kitty clacks, is that what they're called? Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Instead of kitty cats. And
I got the
or
one
no,
to
you
the
got these
right.
ones. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got these ones. Yeah, because that one looked a little bit like Tux, or your cat, right? So it's kind of fun. Plus, I liked them because they had a really nice color contrast, so you're super easy to read them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And they roll really nice, actually. They're nice
they do.
dice, better than the dice I have. So
Higher quality.
this is the map that we had in our. Here, I'll just go back for just a quick sec. Coming up quick, this is the map that was part of our Ravenloft session. And so we got kind of lost, and then we found this community that was kind of, this creepy place, and they had a lot of
We burned
issues
on a
with the dead.
plantation.
Yeah, and there's a plantation down here to the south. We went down there, and we burned down the house there because it was full of like
Ghouls, I
ghouls.
think.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I got paralyzed by a ghoul.
Yes, and then I saved you.
Yeah, you saved my butt, and then we got out of that burning house.
I was surprisingly physically adept for a bard.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good. Thanks for doing that. So,
Saved you from
and
an early death.
yeah, and let's see. This is us today within our fifth edition game. So, um, how do you think fifth edition compared? Oh, if you take a quick look, um, so this is one of the scenes that we were playing in our fifth edition game. Um, we had
That's like close to the end.
It kind of was. I guess I didn't snap a picture of like how things started out, but I mean, this guy did a good job. But like I don't like fifth edition in general, and I was kind of skeptical about it. But um, the DM did a really good job though with the game and with the system that he was using. You know, because there was like an interesting story. It was Gorlock the Destroyer. So if anybody knows about those dating podcasts and stuff, Gorlock the Destroyer is that this super fat. Here, I'll find them. Gorlock the Destroyer.
If you've been on the internet for the past few months,
Yeah,
you'll know who Warlock is.
that's Gorlock the Destroyer. And people just like made fun of this, gross person because, you know, they just called him Gorlock the Destroyer because, it's this fat dude trying to pretend to be a girl. So, um, and so throughout the evening there was some inside jokes about Gorlock, but
Yeah.
like I said to you, Gorlock considers himself a 10 and the DM chuckled when I said that because that fat guy thinks that he's a 10 as a girl. Anyway, so here we were fighting, um, I guess a pack of orcs, I guess. It looks like a pretty messy slog in there, but um, there were some statues here on the sides. These circles represented big, tall statues that had magic powers that were giving, I guess, these orcs some kind of magic
Bonuses.
shield. Yeah, some kind of magic bonuses. And we determined that when it looked like they had some kind of shield on them, some kind of magic resistance. So one of our magic guys cast a spell to figure out what was going on and determined that like all the statues were glowing and all the orcs were glowing, so it indicated that the statues had something to do with it, right? So
Oh yeah. And one guy, friend of ours, was playing a samurai character with a +1 glaive. He got hit with like an anger spell from like the top
Oh, I got
statue,
beat up.
and he was very right next to Abby. So,
he
I died.
and he
he cut
said,
you
and the
up.
DM's like, you go full blast. So he like rolls full blast, no holding back on any of his abilities. 3 attacks of 34 damage, and she was at 22 health.
I was like -40 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because
I died like
um
3 times.
yeah, you did. You died like three times in within the game, and like
I was
with
front and center though, so
yeah, but like with other games like Dungeon Crawl Classics or Old School Essentials or any old school game, you wouldn't die three times and come back like that, and there wouldn't be like that coin thing because we each got a coin where you know, we could hand it into the DM and he would like redo the role that he did. And it was like, it was kind of, I think, I guess he was doing a cool thing, but I guess at the same time, it's like a big cheat, because it's like, oh, I didn't like that role. I'm gonna like, it was almost kind of like an X card kind of thing, but it
Yeah.
was more like, hey, re-roll it, re-roll that one, DM.
But like you could only
You got
use
a
it
bad roll.
once.
Yeah, you could only use it once, and it wasn't anything to do with like, oh, this triggers me. It was more like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Re-roll that roll or something like that. So, um,
A lot more useful.
yeah, but I'm just saying like playing fifth edition compared to all the other games that we played, it's like it was on easy mode. Like it was like we had tons of hit points. We would go through like a whole room of bad guys and barely have a scratch on us, you know, and and then we got all the way up to the fight with the boss, the big boss, and I don't think even after that, I don't think any of us even died. And
Uh,
and when we did die, like we would come back to life, mysteriously,
We were stabilized.
yeah,
Yeah, so it was very, very easy. I mean, it was fun. I think we all had fun playing it.
yeah.
Um, but it was like, you know, it wasn't quite what you would expect from old school,
But
right? So it was life on easy mode.
Yeah.
Um, so what do you think was your favorite one?
mine was the first one I went to. Like
Yeah, Dungeon Crawl
the
Classics.
yeah.
Yes, I also like Dungeon Crawl Classics or DCC.
Yeah, but I thought you said it was kind of a close tie though with this fifth edition one.
Yeah, because fifth edition one was kind of like a
Well,
big
the guy
old
had Yeah, I
fun
agree.
thing.
Like the guy had a really good story, like it was a great story. There was good progression through the story and lots of interesting combat and stuff. And the boss was like super awesome. He had lots of cool minis and everything.
Yeah,
And he did a really good job with it being fifth edition. He did an awesome job. So props to that guy. And I think he actually runs a store somewhere. I took his card, but I don't remember what it was called.
Which
Anyway,
one
let's
said they had like a YouTube channel or something?
that guy,
this guy,
fifth edition.
this fifth edition guy runs a podcast or something like that. Why isn't it? Don't make me have to restart this again. Why does it do that? Any idea? That's weird.
Better than it.
All right, I'm restarting it. All right, so
Plus
here's our.
4 or 5. 4.
Plus five.
5, so you
Plus
take 6.
six.
So you take 6 damage. And go ahead attack again.
See, those were those tokens that you could hand in, and
Then
I was
They
little
looked pretty cool.
Arnold. I was little Arnold, and
so
and
just roll it
Abigail,
again.
you
You'll
were
have
Kwai
1
Chain,
point to do it.
Kwai Chain Jane, because you were
Yeah.
Plus
you were a monk,
22.
and I was a fighter.
So go ahead and roll again.
I was
Little Arnold.
a large fighter, a Goliath fighter.
11.
And Sonny, I can't remember what you were,
All
buddy.
right.
I was a ranger.
You were a ranger, yeah.
Oh yeah, you had the cool
You
bow.
were a little ranger.
Little
Little
There's
Katniss
A-
Everdeen.
Abigail after she bought her little cat dice.
Oh, none of them are facing up.
Yeah, you can put it there.
1 minute. 1 minute. So I will
sneak
Little
peek at the
Arnold.
chest.
Yep. So boom.
Oh yeah, there's your chest. There's your little chest full of dice. It's kind of getting small, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
we
this
need
was
two.
getting on the big boss fight. So if we kind of pause it here, or if we dare to, anyway. Um, all right, yeah. So there was
That's
pillars here that we had to like, basically fight bad guys in. So
Wait,
pack
is
it
that
up
me
just
on
a
the
little
ground
bit.
again? I think
Maybe.
I died in that scene.
So
Pretty sure you
this
probably
was
did.
little right here fighting, and then
I was right
Sonny, I can't
there.
remember. You were right
I
here,
was like
Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah, was
right
this
there and I
you?
died.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And so there were these obstacles that we could use for cover and stuff. And we kind of blew through these guys without a lot of trouble. And then we basically came through this bridge. There's a bridge here and then into this area, and the bridge actually collapsed after we got in. And then this was the big boss. So he looks super cool. Like, it was super epic. The guy had music playing. Did a really good job.
Yeah. Very fun. Almost died.
Yeah.
I
Oh
did
yeah.
die. So you're just doing better than me. It's okay. We'll die together.
No, I won't die with you, Abby.
You're mean.
What's with your sores on your hand?
I don't know.
We have
Well, the
leprosy.
one in the middle, Josh scratched me, and the other ones he punched. Well, I scratched myself. Josh punched me on my knuckles.
Oh, that's not good.
Apparently,
I
appar-
swear that's how it happened.
apparently my knuckles are stronger than hers.
Apparently you
And the
have
one in the middle, I
blades
scratched
on your
my.
knuckles. Oh, okay. Anyway,
I think that's your fault, Joshy.
Ha ha ha.
Nice. And for 9 life.
Oh, yeah. So dumb. Now,
so this was
nuts.
Abigail's first convention, Josh's second convention, and my second convention. So that's it, you guys. What did you think?
That was super cool. It was
Big,
so fun.
big fun.
Cool. You want to go to another convention sometime?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And what's your thoughts on Dungeon Crawl Classics now?
I like it.
It's really fun.
I'd play
Yeah,
it.
I think it's a cool game. I mean,
My
I
favorite.
don't like it more than Basic Expert, Old School Essentials, but I have a healthy respect for it. And we
Yeah.
made friends with the DM. He's a super fun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all we got. We just wanted to check in and talk about the cool experience that we had and all the things that we did.
All right.
So I think that's all I got from my end. You guys, anything from you?
It was super fun.
Nothing from me.
Yeah, great. Well, anyway, hopefully more fun times like that to come. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we'll keep it up. All right, guys. Talk to you in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.